All right, this is how you put the mean, median, lower quartile, upper quartile, population standard deviation, and sample standard deviation in the calculator. First off, you should have this calculator app that you need to find on your Chromebook, and I would put it down here so that it's easy to access. You click it, and it'll pull up, and you'll have a TI-84 calculator. So you won't need to have your own. You can just use the one on the computer. All right, so let me move it over here. All right, so first off, I'm going to do number one. Here is all the data that we want to find all this stuff for, and then I'm going to show you how to make a box and whisker plot. So first thing, you click this stat button right here, and then this will pop up and you want to edit your list. So I'm going to hit enter. And now make sure that your list says L1, L2, L3, L4. If it doesn't say that, then you need to reset your calculator. That's just probably the easiest way. And to reset your calculator, you hit second plus sign down here where it says memory, and then you reset it. So number 7. And then I want to do all of it, which arrow over, and then all memory, and that will erase the calculator. It'll go right back to its defaults. And then when you click stat edit again, your L1 should be up here now. All right, so as long as you got an L1, L2, and so on, then you're ready to start typing in the data. And all you do is just type in this data in this first list right here, because we're just going to need list 1. So I put 33.3, 20, and then enter. 33.3 there. And then 27, 42, 31, 28.3, 29.4, 30.4, 3.2, 36.2, 25, 26.8, 40.8. So once you type all the data in, then you will be ready to find all this information. Now the calculator will give you all of these answers here except for the mode. The mode is the only one you've got to find by hand, and the mode is the one that's the most often. So if I was to look through here and see which number shows up the most often, it looks like this 25, there's more than 125. That is the only number that I see more than once, so that's the mode. So right here, I would put 25. All right, now back to my calculator to find all the rest of the stuff. All I got to do now is, first off, I'm going to make sure I typed every number in. That always makes me feel better inside. So 33, 27, 42. So make sure that you've typed all these numbers in correctly. And then when you have, then you click this stat button again. Only this time we're not going to edit it. We're going to do some calculating. So I need to arrow over to calculating, and I want to do one variable stats because we only have one variable, and it's going to give us all the stats for this stuff. So one variable stats, I want to make sure that I'm using list 1, and then I hit enter, and just hit enter again and bypass that, and then calculate. And then here is your list of answers. This X with the bar over the top of it, that is the mean. So that's the answer. So I would put 30.99 as my mean. So 30.99. And then go back to my calculator. This stands for the summation. That's what all the numbers are added together. And this is what all the numbers added together are when you square them. These, I'm not asking for those, so just skip those two right here. Now, this one is the sample standard deviation right there, S of X. So 5.9, that is the sample standard deviation. So I'm going to go over here and put 5.9, then go back to my calculator. And then this little symbol with the X here, that is the population standard deviation. So it's 5.7. So I'll go down here, put 5.7, go back to my calculator. Now, this tells me there were 17 numbers. That's one way to check to see, are there 17 numbers here? And there are 17 numbers, so I made sure I typed them all in. Because if you don't type a number, really the only way to miss these is not type it in right. So min, this is telling you this is the smallest number. Now we're going to need to know that when we do our box and whisker plot down here. But for this, not yet. And Q1 is the lower quartile, so I put 25.9 right here. 25.9. And then I go back to my calculator and I need to scroll down just a little bit. If you keep scrolling down, it tells you all the rest. There's the median, there's the upper quartile, and then this is the biggest number. So I'm going to go ahead and put the median as 30.4. And then the upper quartile is 36.1. 36.1. And so now I just answered every single one of those, and it wasn't exactly that difficult. All right, now the hard part may be to do this right here, which is to make a box and whisker plot. Now, to make a box and whisker plot, you're pretty much going to plot these numbers right here, 22.7, 25.9, 30.4. So you want the minimum, the lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, and then the maximum. All right, so the minimum is 22.7 and the maximum is 42. So just to make this easier on myself, I'm going to draw this line. So I'm going to go click this line tool, and I'm going to go from 22.7, which is about, I'm going to say about right here, and go up above the number line enough, about, like so. And then I'm going to draw a line to 42, like that. Okay? Now, I need to make my box, and this has a box. Now, I'm going to figure out what my box's numbers are going to go between 25.9 and 36.1. So I'm going to go over here, grab a box, about like so, and I'm going to go from 25.9 to 36.1, 25.9, which is about right here, and I'm going to make a box that goes to 36.1, so about right there. And then I'm just going to let it go like that. Now, if you look, that just pretty much made my box. Now, all I've got left now is my median. So if I do my median, I'm going to draw another little bitty line. And my median is at 30.4, which is about right here. And then I'm going to draw, let's try that again. 30.4, which is about right there. And it's still going in the middle. I don't want it right there. Let's try that again. 30.4, which is about right here. It keeps going into that point, and I don't want it on that point. Can I move that point over? No. Let's try it like this. There. We'll just go outside the box a little. So that way, there. And there's my box and whisker plot. So the way I had to get around it is go outside the box to make the middle part of the box. And that'll be fine for me. This looks perfect. And you can kind of see that this data is there's spread out more over here and a little bit closer to here. But some of your box and whisker plots, you can really tell the difference of where the data is mostly at. This one's fairly distributed evenly. Now remember, this is where 25% of the data is. This is where 25% of the data is. This is where 25%, and this is the last 25%. So this tells you kind of a good picture of how evenly the data is all distributed. So that's how you would answer all these questions here and make a box and whisker plot. Just use your calculator. It tells you everything you need to know, and then make the box and whisker plot.